They'd be a part of the village committee.
It's just like Mary Trust. Mary Trust got her own. Why don't she get on the committee? Because she got her own thing. These residents of University Park, they pay taxes. There's nothing wrong with them coming up here. And it's not every week. I heard they said this is going to go every week. It is not like that. What's wrong with the policy that we have now? It's been here, it's been working for us, and I think it should still work for us.
And I'm going to say, when you say taxpayers, I've gotten a lot of calls on that as well. And they said, well, fine, I'm not going to pay, and they pay taxes. Now, if you really want to know where your tax is going, please, look at your tax bill. Go to the school board, tell them to open up a door for you. Because 75% of your taxes is going to that school district. And I don't see anybody busting up at the school district saying, let me use the door. Let me use the room, rather. Open the doors right now and let me use it. I'm not arguing with anyone on it, but I'm just saying taxpayers are paying $50 an hour. And then they have to pay $2 a chair. They have to pay for the time here. And a lot of them are paying out of their pockets. They say, so let me get this straight, Mayor. If I want to have a party, I want to have a meeting, I want to do whatever I want to do, because there's a lot of social groups out here. So from this day forward, who do I have to contact to use it for free? Because I'm not going to pay anymore. So I got, let's say I got 1,000 people. I got 1,000, now let's keep it real. Because it's on the books doesn't mean it's right. We got things here on these books since 1970. It needs to change. These things are old, things are wrong. We need to fix it. We're trying to do the best we can. We're trying to show transparency. Nothing against anybody's anything. But my thing is, I'm supposed to say, okay, I know people have the stars, sororities and all this. So they said that I'm going to contact the trustee. Is this what? Let me make it clear there. All I have to do is contact you or a trustee, and I'm going to come in there for free. Absolutely. The way it stands right now, absolutely. Is that fair? And no. Are we making money? No. Okay. So that's the only thing. I'm not trying to debate with anyone, but if you just look at just because it's on the books, things are here, we need to modify a lot of these ordinances. Some of these are in 70s. They're not making cars the way they used to make it in the 70s. So we need to uplift these ordinances, change things to make it better for everyone. Because a lot of things wasn't fair for everybody. So that's it, that's all. Yes. I think Trustee Williams is saying something else. And then we're going to keep going. We're going to move off.
What I was trying to say, Mary, we're not adding bills to the village. Is it the same? Is the bill the same every month? Even if we come in here and if we don't?
No.
Are we raising the bills by coming up in here?
The heat and the lights stay the same every month.
They stay the same. So if we come in here, we're using something that we can instead of wasting it.
Madam Mayor, I ask you to be recognized.
Just a second.
Mayor, I got a question here. Right. I want to this is why I said what I said. Because see how divisive this has gotten. Because I'm telling you, this is my position, anybody. I don't care who come here, but I think fair is fair. I really don't. I'm not going to bring it unless someone, again, the reason why I give the favor to is because Ms. Truss is to community block club and I did community policing. So I've always been an advocate for that. But again, if she asks if it's something that I can sponsor to her group, right, or the community, or help in some way, I'm going to do it. I'm going to go walk in here, ask Chief Pate, can I book it for this date? If it's filled, then I'm going to back off. Now, again, I'm a member of CCC. They have a meeting. This is all this. CCC is every second and fourth Saturday. If CCC has a meeting, or if I'm a member, if I book it, would it be fair if I book it every second and fourth Friday? Oh, excuse me, Saturday? Would it be fair? Trustees, that's all I want to know. For the rest of the year, would it be fair? It would be. If I book this for CCC every second and fourth Saturday for the rest of the year.
No.
That's different from
No,
people of mine.
no, it's a community or.
It's not, it's a political,
So if they have
that's political, but now, you
regardless,
sitting up here saying.
they're taxpayers too
Can
now.
I ask you a question? You sitting up here.
Point of order, do I have the floor?
You asked-
Point of order, do I have the floor?
Did you ask me a question?
Yes, no.
Point of order.
I'm trying to ask you a question.
Liz, calm down.
I'm trying to ask the question.
Liz,
I'm trying to answer the question. Did you ask the question?
I did, Liz.
Can I answer it?
Yeah, calm down.
No, because somebody that went out here and told somebody that I
Yes.
booked for a whole year, every week, for the meetings of the mind. That's a lie. That's untrue. I have not did anything like that.
You
They wouldn't even want to meet every week.
and she's correct. Now, Liz, what did you tell me what happened?
A month. I said one a month. Every month. Once a month for a year.
Now,
After that, if you don't want us to meet, like what, every week? Nobody wants to meet every week. There's nothing to say every week.
I don't have a trustees. Look, this is, because this is getting out of hand. I gave my position,
Yeah, we go ahead and vote.
and this goes,
Excuse me, this is my meeting here.
and the village manager normally gives the yes and no to this. I don't know, I have an idea how this got out of hand. I'm trying to be in the middle here. Like I said, I don't care. But at some point, this needs to just go away. The village manager brought it to this board, and he's asking for guidelines. I'm asking that we at least, trustees, like you make any law, let's not make it a partisan where one group over the other and go down the middle. So I'm asking for a motion for a first and second reading.
Madam,
Got that?
Madam Mayor.
Yes, trustee, I'm sorry,
Madam-
trustee Brown.
I'd like to know, why did you bring this to the board?
Excuse me.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. First,
Or did you bring it?
First, Madam Mayor, I want to clear up any confusion. I do not blame you personally for restricting our exercise of free expression on social media. That blame goes on the person who created the site, who administers the site, and who leads the site. So I want to make that clear. Mayor, you have no blame in that. Not a bit of blame. It is in no way your fault to restrict access on social media. As far as I know, you're not on social media. You're not on Nextdoor. You didn't create the site. I believe that somebody else did, and that person needs to be held accountable for their restricting free access. But I will say it does look strange that people get kicked off Nextdoor, which is a free exchange of ideas, and now we're trying to limit access to 90 Town Center. At the same time, I just want to say that this doesn't look right. But as far as blaming you personally for anything that's involved with Nextdoor, it is not your fault.
Point of clarification.
Okay, I'm gonna call for the vote. I'm sorry.
Please, Mayor, allow me to speak.
Yes.
Just for clarification, and I just want to be very direct in regards to this subject. At the time when trustees requested use of the town center, I've never restricted the use of the town center. Multiple trustees came to me with issues in regards to various groups using the use of the town center. I made a direct statement. My direct statement is this: unless there is specific legislation in place prohibiting me to allow the rental of 90 Town Center, that I will continue to rent it. This is how this came about. Rent it, allow it to be used however it's defined. A sheet being signed up. That's what the statement that was made. Prior to me being village manager, when village manager Townsend was here, trustees were allowed to use 90 Town Center free of charge. I witnessed many of those events being the chief of police. Again, this matter came up, and I'll be very clear. It came up when I allowed the use of 90 Town Center. Various trustees had the issue with the use of 90 Town Center. There was no legislation, no policy restricting me from allowing somebody to use the 90 Town Center. The mayor made the determination, along with the village attorney, that legislation should be done in order to dictate that so there will be a policy in place. So this was not initiated by the village manager. I just want to make that very clear. It's not initiated by me. As it was stated clearly.
It was requested that they have some type of, ordinance?
Yeah.
It was brought to me, the chief made. we were saying that we need to have some type of law, because you couldn't do it. It was too much here and back. I said, fine. You want us to do that, we'll put something in place.
And that is because individuals disagreed with certain events
Yes.
happening here.
Yes.
So this is not something that was, I just want to make it
Yes.
clear, this is not something that was
Yes.
initiated by me.
No, it was because it was getting problematic.
Thank
And
you.
they were having it one
Thank you,
month,
ma'am.
they had it this day, they had it the next day, and it was not every month, it was, and then we looked on the calendar, and I wasn't even aware of it. They said, well, they booked it for the whole year, based on what? And Mr. Richardson even said that we lost money one time, that we lost money one time because someone wanted to rent it, and they had it, and they said, well, they're gonna have to go somewhere else. That's not right, that's not fair. But regardless, it was booked on the calendar. I don't know who put it on the calendar. I'm not saying anyone put it. I don't know. It was just told it was booked on the calendar for the whole month. And I said, well, we need to make money on this place. We're hurting. So I'm not gonna keep going through this. It's abrupt because it's just crazy. We need to just do things orderly and in order. Please, Jesus, we need to do stuff in order and structurally. So it's a motion on the floor. We now need to vote. Let's vote. We got to vote.
I just have one question. There was no problem with this going on. So why did all of a sudden it just explode?
It got out of hand.
I don't know
That's
why.
all. I just got it. Vote. Call for the vote, please.
This is to amend to first and second reading.
Yes.
Trustee Williams. Trustee Wilson.
Vote aye.
Trustee Brooks.
Vote aye.
Trustee McMullen.
Vote aye.
Trustee Payton.
Nay.
Trustee Brown.
Nay.
Mayor Covington.
Aye.
Second reading.
F2E, first and second and third reading ordinance implementing and public comment policy for the Village University, Farmville, and Cook Counties, Illinois. Is there a motion? Moved by Trustee Wilson, second. Second by Trustee Brooks. Questions, concerns, comments? Yes, yes.
This policy was brought before the board, I believe, at 2 committee of the whole meetings. And at the last meeting, there was a request to put back into place to limit the comment section to 30 minutes in duration. That was put back into place. Aside from that, it's still 3 minutes per individual to speak, with board members responding to a comment should be limited to a comment of 3 minutes as well. We've discussed previously about the Open Meetings Act, possibility of violation of the Open Meetings Act, but I just wanted to point out that that change was made to limit the duration of the public comment section at 30 minutes based on requests at the last committee of the whole meeting.
Yes, Mayor.
Trustee Payton, do you want to speak?
Yeah, I just want to say that included in this is the Theo Brooks rule where the board members can only speak for 3 minutes.
Right, us too, we're doing it as well. So it's just not you guys, it's us as well. Didn't happen tonight, but also, Trustee Payton, were your changes included? The changes that you made?
Well, I didn't see that because I wanted it timed.
Right.
That the mayor was supposed to designate somebody to time it.
That's paragraph 6.
Paragraph 6.
Oh, the director of public works. Okay, yeah, so it was clear.
Director of Public Works. You just got another job. That's job.
Right. And we had discussed also that no more than, what was it, I think 2 board members would respond to a public comment.
Thank you.
Yes. You're the time, as the other duties assigned, you know, that part of your job meeting.
Yeah.
I will make sure I get
We're going to give you a pay increase for that too, because you're going to need it.
And please understand what we just said, that there will be only 2 people that will respond. All of the board will not respond to everybody, just to limit time and respect everyone's time, ours as well. Ms. Trustee?
This is first, second, and third reading. I don't see that in here, so.
Well, it's on.
Where is that in?
Paragraph 6.
There had to be a motion to amend the policy.
Thank you.
It has the limitation on the board members responding to be 3 minutes, but restricting it to only having 2 board members respond is not in the policy.
Okay, so we want to amend it to restrict. Is there a motion?
To limit it to
Right.
the board members being allowed to speak.
So move
Okay.
to amend.
Okay.
Second.
Second by trustee McMullen. Okay. Did you hear that, Clerk Dino? Okay. Okay, roll call for the amendment. First, second, third reading, and then to include the amendment or just the
Right. Trustees.
okay, for two trustees to speak on one issue.
So that's to respond to.
Yes, to respond to the audience, only two. Okay? Yes. Okay, roll call.
Trustee Williams. Trustee Wilson.
Both sides to amend.
Trustee Brooks.
Both sides.
Trustee McMillan.
Both sides.
Trustee Payne.
Aye.
Trustee Brown. Mayor Cummings.
Aye. Okay, first, second, and third reading, ordinance implementing a public comment policy for the Village University Park, Cook County, Illinois. Is there a motion?
We have a motion and.
Oh, we did have, that's right, we did. Roll call.
Trustee Williams. Both aye. Trustee Wilson.
Aye.
Trustee Brooks.
Both sides.
Trustee McMillan.
Aye.
Trustee Payne.
Aye.
Trustee Brown. Mayor Cummings.
Aye.
Madam Mayor, that's ordinance O 2018-05.
Thank you very much. First, second, and third, I'm sorry, F2F. First, second, and third reading ordinance of the Village University Park, Cook Counties, Illinois, amending Chapter 890 and 892 of the Title 4 of Part 8 of the Codified Ordinance of the Village University Park, amending the rate of tax imposed under the municipal retailers occupational tax and municipal service occupational tax. Is there a motion? And just for the audience, to let them know, the tax increase is up to what? A 1 penny? We increased by what? 1%? 1%. Okay. 1%. We moved up 1%. Okay. I'm sorry, Trustee Brooks? Yes. And second?
Second.
Second by Trustee Wilson. Any comments, concerns? Roll call.
Trustee Williams. Abstain. Trustee Wilson.
Both sides.
Trustee Brooks.
Both sides.
Trustee McMillan.
Aye.
Trustee Payne.
Aye.
Trustee Brown.
Aye.
And Mayor Cummings.
Both sides.
Madam Mayor, that's ordinance O 2018-06.
06.
Yes.
Thank you. F2G, first and second and third reading, ordinance ratifying a collective bargaining agreement between the Village of University Park and Teamsters Local 700. When this was with which? Police. Okay.
So
Moved by Trustee Brooks. See on my mind. Second by Trustee McMullen. Concerns, comments? We already talked about this collective whole. Roll call, please.
Trustee Williams.
A long time.
Trustee Wilson. Trustee Wilson.
Both sides.
Trustee Brooks.
both sides.
Trustee McMillan.
Aye.
Trustee Payne.
Aye.
Trustee Brown.
Aye.
And Mayor Cummings.
Both sides.
Madam Mayor, that's ordinance 2018-07.
Thank you. F2B, resolution of the Village of University Park, Cook County, Illinois, authorizing the approval of resolution to utilize motor fuel tax funds for maintenance under the Illinois Highway Code of a pavement, marketing, sidewalk, and concrete removal and replacement of material rock salt. Is there a motion on this?
So moved.
Moved by Trustee Brooks, second by Trustee McMullen. Questions, concerns, comments? Hearing none, roll call.
Trustee Williams.
Both sides.
Trustee Wilson.
Aye.
Trustee Brooks.
Both sides.
Trustee McMillan.
Aye.
Trustee Payne.
Aye.
Trustee Brown.
Aye.
And Mayor Cummings.
Both sides. Thank you very much.
Madam Mayor, that's resolution R 2018-05.
9 or 8?
5.
F21I, first, second, and third reading ordinance revising 2017-18 annual budget for the add the $3,000 for meeting, conference, and training to the budget of the village for the village clerk. Is there a motion?
Second.
Okay, moved by trustee McMullen, second by trustee Brooks. Questions, concern, comments? Okay, let's make this clear, because this was brought up earlier. All of the trustees had voted, except myself, for increase of $4,600 added to their training, for their training. I opted out. I don't want that, and I don't want that extra money at all. So they got $4,600 apiece for training. Now the clerk was requested that they give her $500 apiece. They agreed to give her $500 apiece. So we had to amend the budget because in the current budget there was no fundings in there for her training. So now she's getting $3,000 thanks to the trustees that volunteered. So that's the explanation. I hope it's very clear on that. Roll call.
Trustee Williams. Both sides. Trustee Wilson.
Aye.
Trustee Brooks.
Both sides, Madam Clerk.
Thank you. Trustee McMullen.
Both sides.
Trustee Page.
Aye.
Trustee Brown.
Aye.
And Mayor Cummings.
Both sides.
Madam Mayor, that's ordinance 2018-08.
Okay. Thank you very much. F2J, motion to approve Board of Trustees 2018 meeting schedule.
So moved.
Moved by trustee Brooks.
Second.
Second by trustee McMullen.
Did we get the correction, Madam Clerk?
That's right. Wait, let me see something.
All corrections will be made by
Okay.
Mayor, I have.
Okay, you're right. Okay. Yes, sir. Trustee Payne.
Yeah, Mayor, and I would like to maybe get consensus from the board and then amend this, because we have on here joint meetings with the Finance Committee, and there's a question mark whether that was supposed to occur. Previous board, had approved having a quarterly joint meeting with the board. And so if the current board doesn't have a problem with it, I would like to amend it to remove the question mark so that we will have a joint meeting.
No problem.
January 17th, April 18th, August 15th, and November 21st.
Very good. Good catch. No problem with that. Would you, anyone would like to second that amendment?
I'll second.
Second by trustee Brown. Roll call on amending to remove the question marks and have those actual meetings with a joint with the finance and the board of trustees. Roll call.
Trustee Williams. Both sides. Trustee Wilson.
Aye.
Trustee Brooks.
Both sides.
Trustee McMullen.
Aye.
Trustee Page.
Aye.
Trustee Brown.
Aye.
And Mayor Cummings.
Aye. Now the motion to approve the meeting schedule. Roll call, please. So I get a motion.
Trustee Williams. Both sides. Trustee Wilson.
Aye.
Trustee Brooks.
Both sides.
Trustee McMullen.
Aye.
Trustee Page.
Aye.
Trustee Brown.
Aye.
And Mayor Cummings.
Aye. Thank you. 2018 dash. That's just a motion. Okay. Resolution authorizing, so all our meetings, committees, I'll look forward to it. I'll announce this. Please get on our, get on the website, look for the committees, and we will start, we're trying to generate some more committees. So look for those, volunteer, and get involved with your village. Thank you. Positively. F2K, resolution authorizing the execution of an engagement letter between the Village of University Park, Willow, Cook Counties, Illinois, and the Whippy LLP for services as an auditor. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Moved by trustee Payton, second by trustee McMullen. Questions, concerns, comments? Okay, hearing none, roll call.
Trustee Williams. Both sides. Trustee Wilson.
Aye.
Trustee Brooks.
Both sides.
Trustee McMullen.
Aye.
Trustee Page.
Aye.
Trustee Brown.
Aye.
Mayor Cummings.
Aye.
Madam Mayor, that's resolution or 2018-06.
Thank you very much. 6, we had one.
We are ordinance on 6.
Yeah, we had resolution, I'm sorry, that was, but we had 2018-06. Okay. 2F20L, resolution of the Village University Park, Middleton County, Illinois, authorizing the transfer of funds from certain TIP accounts from the reimbursable redevelopment project costs previously paid through the village general funds. Huh?
So moved.
Moved by trustee Milton Payton, second. Maybe we need to ask clarification. I see question marks. My concern is what's saying. So, right here, let's make this very clear. Authorizing the transfer of funds from certain, what's certain? TIP funds accounts from the reimbursable of redevelopment project costs previously paid.
They're attached. They're attached to.
Is that the new stuff we just
Yeah,
got
that's
tonight?
yes.
We just got that tonight.
No, we got.
No, not all of it. Some of it.
So just for clarification, to make this very simple,
Right.
these are authorized reimbursement costs based on legal and financial fees of services that were done to with the TIP. This was reviewed by our village attorney along with supporting documentation to authorize the funds to move from TIP to the general fund for monies that were already paid out that are TIP reimbursable. Something that the village never did, which is when we do work, specific work, and is going towards areas of the TIP, the village is authorized to seek reimbursement both for legal fees, Clorox lawsuit, and various other lawsuits within the TIP to get reimbursement for legal fees, as well as financial services such as the TIP audits that RRH are conducting currently. So those are authorized expenses that can come from the TIP to pay, and takes the stress off the general fund.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Who was the second on that?
There wasn't a second.
I'll second.
Oh, he did second. Yeah. Okay, trustee Oscar Brown's a second. Question?
Actually, I have more of a comment.
Okay.
I noticed that we're paying out a lot in legal fees as part of TIF reimbursement, so I understand that's the reason why we haven't been able to work on the crime-free housing ordinance, because our council's always been busy and swamped with all the work that he's had to do. So I just know at the next board meeting, we're going to be ready to fully discuss a fully changed ordinance, because I have nothing but confidence in our council over here.
Thank you, sir. Someone else have a comment?
Just when it comes to funds, I kind of like want to get a heads up. Chief, is this something that was after the meeting of the whole? Because I kind of got this late.
Which one is that we just got?
Are you done asking the question?
Yeah, I see, oh, February, okay. Yes, this was after the meeting of the whole. Is this time sensitive, Chief?
Yes, it is. It's time sensitive because the village is currently expending general funds for services that are TIF reimbursable. We have to recover these funds. I mean, it's quite urgent. And the second thing is we only have one board meeting a month, which is the fourth Tuesday. There's board action for bills payable. So we would have to prolong this for another 30 days. And I don't think that's really feasible at this time. This has been thoroughly reviewed by our village attorney via telephone conference. All documents have been reviewed, and our village attorney did draft the ordinance in regards to this.
Okay.
And our current village attorneys are TIP experts, so they have reviewed the expenditures and they have determined what's reimbursable or not.
Trustee Wilson?
So we did just get this tonight, and because we've had so many problems with TIF funds, and because we have so many TIF experts looking at, I think I've heard it, we got a lot of TIF experts. We got TIF experts with IRH, we got TIF experts with Attorney Wise. We had somebody else come to us as a TIF expert, but at the end of the day, the trustees have to vote on this. And in the past, they voted, some votes were made on things that I don't know if they got at the last minute. And we talk about transferring funds. I think we should, let's call a special meeting. Call a special meeting before the committee of the whole next second Tuesday, but for us to get the documentation and not be able to ask questions.
No. You can ask as many questions you want.
Well, it's several pages.
The total is there, trustee, of what we're requesting, as well as the ordinance as written.
Well, okay. So, for instance, I see the resolution, and I see TIF 3. I see some dates.
And those
and
are legal expenses.
I,
I'm just breaking it down as you're saying. They're legal expenses. There's a cover sheet that says legal expenses.
okay. I see some dates. 3 dates for TIF 3 and some dollar amounts. I see TIF 4, 3 dates. I'm guessing 3 invoices for TIF 4. For TIF 5, I see 2, 4, 6, 8 invoice dates with some dollar amounts. TIF 6, I see 3. I don't see documentation. I understand the invoices, but for me to say I approve this, I need to see the documentation, the invoices to go with them, and they're not here. So usually when we vote on spending money, we have questions. Okay, we have questions. Somebody will say, this is for, we used to have a trustee that was famous for saying check number, and they would be able to pull it up, or, and it's funny, or Director Richardson will be able to say what it was used for, if it was for a truck. Tell me, it's no check number, it's just an invoice. 11/10/2015, 12/11/17, pending $1,050. What is that for? Invoice number 10/8/01. Wait a minute, let me finish, and then you can just answer them all at the same time. Invoice date 9/14/17, invoice paid 11/10/2017, service amount $6,000, invoice number 10639. I honestly can't see. I need to see what this is for. I know we can say it's legal fees, but the way this has been working,
The board, 99%, the board has already approved and paid out. As far as legal fees are concerned, we're just seeking reimbursement for those. And as far as IRH's billing, they're completely detailed. Those bills are all Montana and Welsh. So I understand where you're coming from, trustee. So, I mean, at this point, is whatever the board deems to do.
Yeah,
Trustee,
yeah.
bill to pay.
Yeah, Mayor. This is really critical for us to do this, to recapture the funds that we have paid out of the general fund. Part of the problem is that we have not paid IRH developments for 4 months. And we're in a very poor, cash poor position, and we shouldn't be, because the funds should be transferred from the TIF to the general fund. So, so payments could be made. We made payments to our attorneys. We've requested the work for IRH, and that's why you don't probably see any checks, Trustee Wilson, is because we haven't paid them. We requested them to work. They've been using the resources. They've got, about a staff of 7 or 8 working for us, clean up this absolute mess that we have in the village, and we just need to move forward. The attorneys have reviewed this. I don't know what other additional reviews that we could have that would satisfy you, because there is a letter in here from IRH that indicates the percentage of the work that they have done that has been related to the TIF.
May I be recognized?
Yes, sir.
I just had a couple of